Good morning, students. Welcome back to the online classes in physics for standard 10th. In the last class, we discussed Ohm's law, series and parallel combination of resistors. And today, in continuation of that, we will try to understand some numericals, some arrangements of series and parallel combinations. So, I would like to begin with two simple questions, one on series and one on parallel that you can see on the board. In the first question, we have two resistors in series, 1 ohm and 2 ohm, connected to a 6 volt battery. And you are asked to find potential difference across 1 ohm and 2 ohm resistors. Okay. How do we do that? I'll use the concept. I will try to solve these questions without finding equivalent resistance. That is always what you can do. You can do it by that method. But I'll use the concepts. Now, what kind of combination do these two resistors are in? So they are in series combinations. So in series, you know that current remains same. So in this circuit, suppose the current is I. We have to find potential difference across these two. Let the potential difference across the first resistor be V1 and across the second resistor it be V2. Now tell me, students, what will be V1 plus V2? We know in series combination, the sum of the potential differences across the resistors is equal to total potential difference. So this is equal to nothing but 6 volts. Okay. Now, if you use Ohm's law, then V1 is how much? I times R1. V2 is how much? I times R2. Here the current is I and here also current is I. So I will use this concept that in series current remains same. Now we know V is equal to IR. So what should be our I? Our I should be V by R. So I will use this concept that current remains same in both the resistors to frame one equation. The current through first resistor will be how much? Its voltage, that is V1 upon its resistance, that is R1. And that must be equal to current through this. Current through this will be V2 upon R2, where what is my R1? R1 is 1 ohm. And what is R2? R2 is 2 ohm. So this gives us a relation between V1 and V2, that V1 is equal to V2 upon 2. So these two I can multiply here. Twice of V1 is equal to V2. So we have got two equations relating V1 and V2. First, V1 plus V2 is 6, and second, I told that the current in the two resistors are same. So current is voltage by resistance for this value and for this resistor. The current values are same. That's why we'll get this particular equation. Now these two equations can easily be solved. Instead of V2, I can put twice of V1. So V2 plus 2V1 is 6. So 3V1 is 6. This will give you value of V1 as 6 by 3, that is 2 volts. And if you put V1 is equal to 2 volt in this equation, that will give you the value of V2. V2 is twice of V1, that is 4 volts. And after finding the answer, please check it out. So this is 2, this is 4, and you can see 2 plus 4 is equal to 6. Is it clear, students? You can also arrive at this equation directly by using some calculations in your mind. See, in series, the current remains same. So this ratio V1 by 1 is equal to V2 by 2. So this implies I can write V1 upon V2 is equal to how much? 1 is to 2. If you take V1 as x, V2 will be 2x. For the sake of writing, I have elaborated in this fashion, but in your mind you can think it very quickly, that V1 by V2 will be equal to 1 by 2. So if this is x, this will be 2x. X plus 2x, 3x. 3x is 6. So x will become 2 volt. The x becomes 2 volt. So 2x will become how much? 4 volts. So 2 volt and 4 volt will be the answer. So you should practice such calculations in your mind yourself. Let's switch over to the next question. Here the two resistors are in parallel and total current in the circuit is 6 ampere. Out of 6 ampere there will be division of the current. Some current will flow through 1 ohm. That current I'll write as I1 and this current I'll write as I2. I take this resistance as R1 and the other resistance as R2. Now you have to find I1 and I2. Now to find I1 and I2, what we shall do? We shall use the concept that in parallel combination, the potential difference must remain same. If the potential difference is the same, now what is the potential difference formula? V is equal to IR. So this V is same as this V. But what is this V according to Ohm's law? It is I1 times R1. And this will be I2 times R2. Therefore, I1 by I2 is equal to R2 by R1 is equal to 2 by 1. Is it clear? Here we had got V1 by V2 is equal to R1 by R2. The ratio of voltages or potential differences is the same as the ratio of resistances in series. But ratio of currents in parallel is equal to reciprocal of the ratio of resistances. So I1 by I2 is R2 by R1. So this will give you, so likewise, so if you take I1 as 2x, then I2 will be 1x, that is x. But what is total current? Total current is 6 ampere. So 6 ampere will be I1 plus I2. I1 is how much? I1 is 2x, I2 is x. So 3x is 6. This will give you x is equal to 6 by 3, that is 2 amperes. Therefore, I1 is 2x. So 2 into 2 ampere, that is 4 ampere is the answer. And the current through the other resistor, I2 is how much? X. X is how much? 2 ampere. And once again you should check. Here we have got I1 as 4 ampere, I2 as 2 ampere, and the total will become 4 ampere plus 2 ampere, that is 6 ampere as is given in the question. So here we have taken the concept that I will be same in both resistors. Here we have used the concept that potential difference in both the resistors will be same because they are in parallel. So you will get ratio of current. Here you had got ratio for voltages, and then you use simple mathematics. Whatever be the ratio, suppose you get a 2 by 3, then I1 you will take as 2x, I2 you will take as 3x, and then you know the total current and you can find the value of x. In this way you can proceed for solving such questions. Okay. Now before I proceed to solve next question, you can see two important points I have mentioned on the screen. N identical resistors of resistance R each in series gives a net resistance of N times R. Now what does this mean? Suppose I have a number of resistors and all the resistors have same value R, 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 R. In series the total resistance gets summed up. So total resistance R net will be how much? R plus R plus R up till how many times? N times. If you add this N times, how much will you get? N times R. This is the result. Please note these results in your copy and you should write this particular explanation also for this. What does that mean? That means if I have 3 resistors, for example, that means N is equal to how much? 3. So net resistance will be R plus R plus R. That will be how much? 3R. Likewise, if you have 2 resistors R and R in series, the net resistance will be 2R. If I have 10 resistors in series, net resistance will be 10R if each one of them has same resistance R. Likewise, suppose I say there are 5 resistors each of 3 ohm and they are connected in series. 5 resistors each of 3 ohm connected in series. What should be net resistance? 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3. 5 times you have to add. That means 3 into 5. That is how much? 15 ohm. So this is the meaning of the first statement on the board. Likewise, the second statement which you see is regarding parallel combination. Easily you can identify that if we have n resistors in parallel, then the net resistance 1 by R dash will be, and each one of them has same value R, R, R and so on. So 1 by R dash is 1 by R plus 1 by R plus 1 by R. How many times? N times. If you add n times the same quantity, it becomes n by r. So 1 by r dash is this much. Therefore, r dash will become how much? R upon n. That means it decreases. So remember, in series the total resistance increases, but in parallel combination the total resistance gets reduced. Now suppose instead of n I have 3 resistors, then there will be 3 terms, then this n is 3, so r dash will become how much? R upon 3. What does that mean? Suppose I have 6 ohm, 6 ohm and 6 ohm, same resistors I am talking about, they are connected in parallel. So what will be the net resistance? Directly you can write the answer as 6 by 3. If they are connected in series, 6 into 3, and in parallel 6 by 3. So in series you have to multiply by n, and in parallel you have to divide by n. Will you be able to remember this? Now let me test whether you have understood it or not. Suppose I have 2 resistors, each of 5 ohm. How many resistors I have? 2. And what is the value of each resistance? 5. Tell me, if they are connected in series, what will be the net resistance? Very simple. 5 into 2. That is how much? 10 ohm. Because we know 5 plus 5 is 10. So it becomes 5 into 2, that is 10. But if they are connected in parallel, the net resistance will be how much? 5 by 2, that is 2.5 ohm. You can see in series the total resistance has increased, but in parallel the total resistance has decreased. Is it clear, students? Okay. With this in idea, let us proceed to solve next question. In this question, you have to find the net resistance between the points A and B. So it's very important to locate the points between which you have to find the equivalent resistance. So these are the points A and B. Always you start your journey from one of the point and end your journey at the other point. You can imagine a battery between these 2 points. Suppose this is positive terminal, this is negative terminal. So it will send some current I and it will receive some current I. This we did not draw, just for the sake of explanation I am drawing this. Now this current I at point A has to divide in many paths. It will divide itself in 5 paths. Out of those, that the current which flows through this path, you can see in this path it will flow through 1 ohm and again it will flow through 1 ohm. Concentrate on these 2 resistors. See, ultimately you have to reach to point B. While reaching to point B, the current which has flown through this path will flow like this, then here it will flow like this, or it can follow some other path. Don't bother about that trajectory or the path. But one thing is for sure, whatever current flows through this arm, same current has to flow through this arm. That means current in these 2 resistors will be same. That's why these 2 are in series, because there is no alternative path. There is only one path, you can see. And I have discussed earlier, that is the best way to identify whether the resistors are in series or not. So if this 1 ohm and 1 ohm are in series, students, in notebook you will redraw the figures step by step. I am drawing in the same figure. So 1 and 1 in series, that means it will become how much? 2 ohm. 1 plus 1, or you can say 1 into 2. 2 ohm. Now you see this 2 ohm and this 2 ohm. They are connected between same points, yes or no? Between these 2 points. So therefore we conclude these 2 are in parallel. Just now I discussed 2 and 2 in parallel. 2 and 2 in series means 2 into 2. 2 and 2 in parallel means 2 by 2, that is 1 ohm. So these 2 are in parallel. You can find the equivalent resistance. Their equivalent resistance will become 1 ohm. So in place of them, again you will redraw another figure, and here you will write how much? 1 ohm. And this you have to continue. Now easily you can follow this 1 ohm and this 1 ohm. You can see these 2 are in series. So this 1 ohm and 1 ohm will become in series. So their equivalent resistance will become how much? 2 ohm. Again this 2 ohm and this 2 ohm, they are connected together. Their one ends are connected together, their other ends are also connected together. So they are in parallel. So 2 and 2 in parallel means it becomes how much? 1 ohm. Again 1 and 1 in series, that becomes how much? 2 ohm. Again 2 and 2 are in parallel. that will become 1 ohm. Again this 1 ohm and this 1 ohm are in series. You can see current will come like this, it will come like this. Now you might think, sir, why it will not go like this? Because we have to find the equivalent resistance between A and B. Between these points I have connected the battery. So the current will enter at A and it will leave at point B. That you must remember. So the current has to flow like this, that is one path from A to B, and from A to B the other path is like so. So this path, these two resistors are in series. So 1 and 1 will be in series. So their equivalent resistance will become how much? 2 ohm. And I can draw it like this. No harm in drawing like this. And again this 2 ohm and this 2 ohm, they are in parallel. So the net resistance between the points A and B will be how much? 1 ohm. Is this clear, students? In this particular solution, it will be better if we go on. Whatever changes I made here, I made in the same figure because it was easy for me to rub the board. That is not so in your case. You have to write in your copies. So in your notebooks, keep on drawing 6 to 7 figures, whatever I have discussed. Draw them again and again and simplify. Go on simplifying till you get this particular figure, and then they are in parallel. That's why you will conclude that the total resistance is 2 by 2, that is 1 ohm. Is it clear, students? Okay. Now before I proceed further, let me give my last remark. Just looking at the figure, don't confuse in series and parallel. Last class also I have discussed a similar example. But for beginners, it's a difficult task, haunting task. That's why I am discussing this particular thing. See, these two figures look very much identical. Suppose these lines I will remove and I will just write A and B. Here A and B. They look like a square. They are having 4 resistors. So it looks completely same. But you have to find the net resistance between the points A and B. The A and B are the vertices of an edge in first figure and of the diagonal in second figure. The answers will be different in these two cases, students. So what I told, between A and B means you have to imagine a battery connected between A and B. You don't have to draw this. Always the current will enter at A and it will leave B. Always remember that. That current will enter through A, it will follow some kind of path and ultimately it has to leave the point B. Here also same thing, the current will enter and it will leave like so. Let that current be I. If current I enters, current I will leave. If current I enters here, current I will leave. Okay. Now think, for this current, it has 2 options to flow. Only 2 options. What is its target? Its target is to reach to point B. Now if I ask you to go to B and these are the only 2 paths, there are 2 possibilities you can go. Either you will go directly through this R, or you will follow this path where you will find 3 resistances. So which is easier? This path is easier because there is only 1 resistance, there is less opposition, but here there is more opposition. So in this path, these 3 resistances will be in series because there is only 1 path. So this current, this current, this current will remain same. So R, R and R, these 3 are in series, it becomes how much? 3R. Between points A and B. And the second option was this R. So the given figure can be redrawn like this. Now you can think easily, between points A and B we have 2 resistors, they are in parallel. So the net resistance will be, suppose, R dash. So 1 by R dash is equal to 1 by 3R plus 1 by R. You can simplify it yourself, students, and you can find the answer. Let's see in this question. Here you have to start from which point? A, and we have to terminate or end at which point? B. So from A the current will enter. Now this current has 2 options. It will divide here and here. Here the current flows through this one, then this one, then this one. Do you think this is possible in this case? No, because current will flow through this resistance, it will flow through this resistance, and then it will come out of the point B. It will not have any tendency to come through this particular resistance because that is the point which is its destination. Likewise, the current which has flown across this resistance will flow like this, then like this, and then it will come out of point B. Is it clear? So this is one path and this is other path. In this path there are two resistances in series. In this path also there are two resistances in series. R and R in series will become how much? So suppose this is A and this is B. So R and R in series, that becomes how much? 2R. And in the other path also we have R and R in series, so that becomes also how much? 2R. And 2R and 2R are in parallel, so the net resistance will be 2R by 2, that is R. 1 by R dash is 1 by 2R plus 1 by 2R. So here you will get net resistance as how much? R. Is this clear? So you will find two different answers in these similar looking figures. So please take note of the fact that between which two points you are being asked to find the resistance. Let's do some more questions. You will find this question very interesting, students. And I will discuss 2 or 3 questions based on this concept of symmetry. Symmetry, for example, is sphere. If you have a sphere in your hand and if you turn it and somebody asks you to close your eyes and he shows you the sphere first like so and then turns the sphere by some angle and again shows it. If the sphere is of single color, then you will not be able to identify whether it has turned or not. Both of them will appear to be similar. So that is what we call as symmetry. For example, this is a cell, this is cylindrical. If I turn it like so and if it is of uniform color, then you will not be able to identify whether I am turning it or I am just showing you the same figure again and again. That is the meaning of symmetry. In this question, this is a cube. A cube, if I turn it this way, if you see from this side, from all the edges, the surrounding appears to be exactly identical. Such questions we can solve to some extent by using the concept of symmetry. Here also we have to find the net resistance between the points A and B. A and B lie at the vertices of the diagonal of this cube. How many resistances are there? Here you find that along each edge of the cube there is a resistor of value how much? Resistance equal to small r. So let's quickly see how to solve such questions. As I told you, between the points between which you have to find the equivalent resistance, between those points you connect an imaginary battery. So suppose some current I enters the vertex A. The same amount of current I will leave the vertex B. Now imagine this point. At this point the current has to divide in 3 paths. Yes or no? Okay. Now all these paths, the edges of the cube, they are identical, R, R, R. And after R also you have 2R to reach to point B. After R we have 2R to reach to point B. After this R we have 2Rs to reach to point B. There are various paths. So this situation, these surroundings are identical along each of the edges. So we can employ the concept of symmetry. Because these situations are identical along each path, symmetry says the current should distribute equally. The current I has to distribute equally in 3 parts, means in each part the current will be how much? I by 3. Is this point clear, students? See, if I have 2 paths, this is current I, and here resistance is more, here resistance is less. If resistance is more, current will be less. And if resistance is less, current will be more. But if both the resistances are same, then that means there is symmetry. And because there is symmetry, this current I will divide equally in both of them. So here also current will be I by 2, here also current will be I by 2. It is this which I want to make you understand. Same thing will happen over here. Current I is leaving the point B. That current I comes from this path and this path. The current through these paths should remain same or not? Yes. Why? Because we say there is symmetry. So if this is X, this will be X, this will be X, and x and x and x combine together at point B to give I. So x will be how much? I by 3. So we have this arrangement for currents. Now concentrate on this I by 3. At this point it has to divide further into two parts. Again we use the same concept. Here the current is I by 3. That I by 3 current has to divide into two parts and it has to divide equally. So it will become again half and half of this value. What is half of I by 3? It becomes I upon 6. This becomes I upon 6. Likewise this I by 3 will divide into two parts. This will be I by 6. This will also be I by 6. This I by 3 will divide into two parts. Here there will be current I by 6. Here there will be current I by 6. And you can see now this I by 6 flows like this. This I by 6 flows like this, and at this point they combine together. So what will be I by 6 plus I by 6? That will be 2I by 6. That is I by 3. So you see this current becomes I by 3, and likewise other cases you can understand yourself. So this is step number 1. Here we are not going to use series and parallel. Remember students, it's not necessary that in any circuit these resistors necessarily be in series or parallel. Here you cannot find such combinations where the resistors are in series or in parallel. So what we do next? Here I have told you we have to connect an imaginary battery. That battery sends how much current? I, and suppose the potential difference is V. We have to find net resistance. So we'll, instead of this particular arrangement, we will have a net resistance how much? Capital R. And that is connected between which two points? A and B. And between these 2 points A and B we have voltage V. Same thing I have drawn again. Here R is the net resistance of these 12 resistors. So using Ohm's law, what will we write? V is equal to total voltage is equal to total current, that is I, times total resistance R. We have to find R. So R will be equal to how much? V by I. Now next I would like to discuss how to find this ratio of V by I. For that, you see that V is nothing but the potential difference between points A and B. V is the potential difference between these 2 points, because the battery is connected between points A and B. Let me choose this point as C, this point as D. Now VA minus VB, I can write it like this: VA minus VC plus VC minus VD plus VD minus VB. You can see minus VC plus VC cancels, minus VD plus VD cancels. So we will be left with VA minus VB. I will segregate these three like so. Now what is the meaning of VA minus VC? This is the potential difference between points A and C. VC minus VD is the potential difference across this resistance, and VD minus VB is the potential difference across this resistance, which according to Ohm's law is V is equal to IR. So VA minus VC is this current into this resistance. What is this current? I by 3. What is this resistance? R. Next term, VC minus VD is this current, that is I by 6 times the corresponding resistance R, and here we have I by 3 times R. Is it clear? Please do this question again and again 2-3 times, then it will be easier for you to recapitulate. Now here you can take I and R as common. You can 3 also can be taken as common. So what will be left? 1 plus 1 by 2 plus 1. So 1 plus 1 is 2, 2 plus half is 5 by 2. So this becomes 5 upon 2. So this becomes 5 upon 3 into 2 is 6 times IR. Therefore, our equivalent resistance capital R, which is how much? V upon I. Now from this equation you see V upon I will come this side. So what will be left behind? 5 by 6 times R. This is the answer. So the equivalent resistance between the points A and B will be how much? 5 upon 6 R. This question you will not be able to solve it out just by using the concept of series and parallel. here we have invoked the concept of symmetry, and it's not difficult. See here, only one formula we are using, that V is equal to IR, which you know according to Ohm's law. And we have used another concept of symmetry, that if we have identical paths, then the current will be distributed equally in those paths. Is it clear, students? Okay, let's do one more question. Let's see another question based on symmetry that can be solved. This question might look very simple to you, students, but it is not. Don't dare to judge that these two resistors are in series, these two are in. Don't try those things. Those things would be correct if this 2 ohm resistor in the middle were not present. None of the resistors are in series, none of the resistors are in parallel. So we cannot solve it by using normal series parallel method. So here the concept will be same. The points first to see between which we have to find the equivalent resistance. Those points are A and B. Between those 2 points, what we have to do? We have to connect an imaginary battery. Suppose potential difference is V and it sends current I. So it will receive also how much current? I. Okay. Then if R be the equivalent resistance, then the given circuit can be redrawn like this. The equivalent resistance is R, connected between points A and B, connected to a battery of a voltage V that sends how much current? I. So V is equal to I times R, and therefore our R will be the ratio of V and I. Just similar to last question, we shall try to solve this particular question. So first you see, this current I enters here. Now it has a choice. It will flow through this path also, this path also. So it has to distribute. Out of I, do you think the current will be equal in both of them? No, because the resistances are not same. So we don't know what will be the values of current. So let the current through this arm be I1. Now see, students, out of current I1 has flown through 1 ohm. How much will remain? It will be I minus I1. Let me repeat again. There was total current I. Out of I1 has flown through 1 ohm. Remaining, that is I minus I1, will flow through 2 ohm. Okay. Now here it becomes very complicated. Now what will happen here, we don't know. But this question is symmetrical. Now where is symmetry in this question? You see, if you stand here and if you stand at this corner over here and you look at the circuits from these two sides, they will look identical. Here also we have 1 ohm, 2 ohm. Here also we have 1 ohm and 2 ohm. So whatever division takes place between 1 and 2 this side, similar division will take place on the other side. So what was the total current? I. What is the total current that comes out of B? That is also I. This I divides into I1 and I minus I1. Here also it will be divided into I1 and I minus I1. Now in 1 ohm resistance, how much current was there? I1. So through this 1 ohm also the current must be I1. This is very, very important. Let me repeat again what I told. I told standing on either sides, the figure looks symmetrical. So because of symmetry, whatever current distribution takes place over here, same current distribution should take place at the other end. I minus I1 is the current through 2 ohm. So through this 2 ohm, the current will be how much? I minus I1. Here current I was divided into I1 and I minus I1. Here the currents I minus I1 and I1 are recombining back to give the total current how much? I. Now remaining is this 2 ohm resistor. In this 2 ohm resistor, the current we don't know. Suppose this is X. Now see this one. This current was how much? I1. Out of I1, X comes through T1, 2 ohm, and remaining goes through I minus I1. So this I1 should be sum of this and this current. So your X plus this one, that is I minus I1, should be equal to I1. So this I1 will go that side. I1 plus I1 will become 2I1, and this I will go that side. It becomes this much. So X I will replace by how much? 2I1 minus I. This is the current distribution across different resistors. Now what we'll do, we have to find this V and I. So V, what is V? V is the potential difference between the points A and B. So V is VA minus VB. In the last question of that cubical arrangement, students, we had one unknown variable. What was the unknown that we had taken there? It was I. So we needed only one equation. But here, apart from I, there is one more unknown, that is I1. So here there are two unknowns. Remember, whatever are the number of unknowns, same will be the number of equations. Here we will need two equations. Let's see how do we find that. So let me name some points like C and D. Now VA minus VB, this potential difference will be this potential difference plus this potential difference. So I can write it like this: VA minus VC plus VC minus VB. You can see VC will cancel, we will be left with VA minus VB. What is VA minus VC? This is the potential difference between these 2 points. Ohm's law says that is equal to, I am writing here, current into resistance. What is the current? I1. And what is the resistance? 1. VC minus VB. What is the current? I minus I1. And what is the resistance? 2. So this is our V. So I1 into 1 is I, and 2 into I minus I1 is twice of I minus twice of I1. Now this is I1 minus twice of I1. So 1 minus 2 is minus 1. So it becomes this much. So V becomes equal to 2I minus I1. This is one equation. See, we want to find R. R is V by I. Here we have V, here we have I. But we also have an unwanted thing, that is I1. We want to remove that. For that, we need one more equation. So again, we will frame one more. Observe the method very carefully. We know V is equal to VA minus VB. So this was the path in this step. Choose another path. Don't choose this path because symmetry will give same equation. Choose different path. I will choose this path. That means I will choose VA minus VB as VA minus VC plus VC minus VD plus VD minus VB. Is it clear? Now VA minus VC will be how much? Current I1 into resistance 1. VC minus VD will be current 2I1 minus I times resistance, that is 2. And VD minus VB will be current I1 times resistance 1. So I1 and I1 will become 2I1. And this 2 into 2I1 will become 4I1, and this becomes 2I. Bracket we can remove. 4I1 plus 2I1 will become 6I1 minus 2I, that is your V. This is equation number 2. So what we don't want? We don't want I1. So put the value of I1. From equation 1, what will be I1, students? I1 will be twice I minus V. You might not have learned how to solve such equations, but you will not find any problem. You find the value of I1. Now I1 you have got, put the value of I1 in this equation. So what will we get? V is equal to 6 times I1. I1 will write as 2I minus V, and then minus 2I. So 6 into 2, it will become 12, and this will become 6. Minus 6V will go that side, so it becomes 7V, and 12I minus 2I becomes 10I. So therefore R is how much? V upon I. That V upon I will become how much? You can see from this equation, V upon I will be 10 by 7 ohm. This will be the answer. Did you understand, students, the method for solving this question? So we have invoked symmetry. First step is to distribute the current. And then by using symmetry, if this is I1, this is also I1. So we have distributed the current. After that, we have chosen two different paths in this particular question. First this one, then this one. We got two equations between V, I and I1. We needed V and I. So we wanted to eliminate I1. For that, you can find I1 from this equation and put in the other equation. Solving that, we got R is equal to V by I is equal to 10 by 7 ohm. It is clear, students? So I'll stop here. I'll continue from here in the next class. Please do the assignments which you can find here, and you can also find in the assignment link. Practice these questions properly so that you'll be confident in solving the questions related to series and parallel. So till next class, it's goodbye from my side, students. Take care, read well. You can see now some questions on the screen, students. I would like you to pause one by one, note the questions in your copy, solve it yourself. If you succeed, it's okay. Otherwise, you try to see the solution. But see the solution only after trying yourself. Thank you.